Assumptions are the termites of relationships, said Henry Winkler, a well-known American actor. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this? To me, as a student and a teenager, it means that assuming and supposing are the biggest threats to my friendships and relationships. Someone once asked me what I think is the most important value any relationship should have, and I answered honest communication. How could you engage in an interaction with an individual who lacks openness with you? Hi, everybody. My name is Roselaine Lim, and I am a Year 10 student that will be giving a talk related to the healing power of honest communication. I was once lacking communication with one of my friends who lives abroad in Australia. I felt like she wasn't reciprocating enough effort to maintain our friendship and that I was the only one trying, but she didn't see a problem. Does this conflict sound familiar to you? Well, I will introduce a simple yet powerful three-step concept that effectively resolves this issue and can be used for any communication issue that comes your way. This rope is long and smooth, well connected. But now it is no longer connected. Me and my friend who lives abroad in Australia often share bits of our days through text messages and calls, but she would go days without replying my messages. And when she did, it was so half-hearted. I was starting to become frustrated. So I gathered up my thoughts and courage and I called her to express how I felt about it to her. She just said she was busy with schoolwork. You could cut the tension in our call with a knife. And the rope, broken in half, represents how our friendship and deep connection faced an obstacle. Now that I've shared a personal story with you, I like to introduce 3 steps you should take that leads to honest communication. Firstly, you should describe what emotions you feel. Are you sad? Are you mad? Are you furious? Or just plainly confused? Let them know. Secondly, you should describe what the person did to make you feel that way. Did they treat you with not so much respect? Or did they ignore you? And lastly, you should come up with a resolution where both sides are satisfied with. Remember to be sincere. There are 2 vital components that you should remember while practicing these steps. 1, you should remember to be vulnerable. Honest communication is all about vulnerability. Following these steps, it allows you to talk out the truth and to build trust with one another. But most importantly, it enables a safe space where you can be completely transparent without an ounce of judgment. Carl Rogers, a founding father of humanistic psychology, once believed that active listening was a vital process in communication that needs to be focused on. In fact, as a result of active listening, people tend to be less defensive, which is immensely helpful while using these 3 steps. I asked a few of my peers to try using this concept in their daily lives, at school or at home. 4 out of 5 of them agreed that it helped them resolve conflict much faster and in a better manner. Remember that conflict that I had with my friend at the beginning of the talk? Well, we used these 3 steps to resolve our conflict. Nowadays, we even laugh about how we think that we resolved the argument so fast it never happened. Us patiently listening to one another talk allowed us to understand each other on a different level. Remember these 2 ropes at the beginning of the talk? It's connected again. We used honest communication to connect the rope back together. Each and every strand found each other again. The healing power of honest communication is much more prominent than you think it is. Thank you.